All right, hello. It's been a while. Back streaming here with some updates. I think this is going to be a short stream. I'm going to give you some updates of what's been happening, and then I think in the afternoon probably I'll do a little more work on the Kijimi. So let's start there. Where I left my Kijimi project was I got the main boards built, and I have built one complete voice card. I did the surface mount soldering for all the voice cards, and I built the surface mount stuff on one side for one of the cards. And then I stopped because when I tried to flash the firmware, I was not getting, it wasn't seeing the processor is what it looks like. So I've subsequently been asking some questions on the Kijimi build group on Facebook, and then I connected with some people at Black Corporation, and one of the engineers there has been giving me some advice. And basically, I've been pushing my oscilloscope skills just a hair further. It's tough. I haven't really used it, so it's an adjustment sorting out the oscilloscope. And at any rate, after some testing and things, it seems to me that the crystal, the oscillator in there, the crystal, the 24 megahertz crystal, is not. It doesn't seem like it's producing a signal. I'm guessing that maybe the crystal's bad. So I basically ordered at advice from Black Corporation as well, where we're currently at after doing some test probing, and I'll discuss all this later, what I did to test this. But the advice was replace the crystal and replace the surrounding capacitors. So I have ordered some stuff from Mauser, and it came in yesterday. So I think I have the stuff on hand that I need, and I am like absolutely praying that if I replace the crystal and some of these surrounding capacitors, that may be the issue. I also ordered some other components for that board as well. So if that doesn't work, I think there are some transistors or something on there that I might just replace some of those as well. Just start kind of swapping out some parts here, even if I can't necessarily test it or don't have the skill, and hope that maybe I hit a defective part, and swapping some of those out might solve my issue. So I do know how to test now to see if if I get a 24 megahertz signal, which I'm not getting. So hopefully once I replace these out, I'll see that on the scope, could share that with you, and then perhaps I could finally flash a firmware. I didn't want to move on to building all 8 voice cards and put in all the hours of work if I can never get the main boards working. So if I do in fact get firmware on it, it'll be like hallelujah. I have one card I could test to see if I can maybe calibrate it or what have you. I don't know those steps, but I can maybe start to work there just to see if I can get some sound out of this thing. And then at that point, I think I would move on and finish the other 7 cards. Okay, that's a bit of a Kijimi update. That's where I'm at. Also, this guy, the MIDI to USB one-day project. I've been now testing all 4 of these. I have some old keyboards here, like this one beside me. I've been testing these guys out, and they are working well, but I did have some snags. And the one snag that I've had that wasn't quite stable from the beginning is the pitch bend on the keyboard. I had some trouble. What's happening is when it doesn't do a smooth pitch bend. There's a few issues, but what was happening when I was developing it was when you would say pitch up or pitch down, it would like do something funny. And how do I describe it? It wouldn't just be like if you're on it wouldn't be like, like you get in a pitch bend. when you would say pitch it, I can't remember what it was, whether it was up or down or both, but if it would be like, go, or something, it would like have this like weird dip or rise or something where it was inappropriate, where you were like, wait a second, but it would work. But when you went the other way, it would sound okay. So one way it would like sound okay, but if you went the other way, you'd have this weird dip or rise or something in there. So it was doing something strange, and it was hard for me to find pitch bend Arduino code out there at all. So and it uses some code that is a little bit tough for me. So I wasn't sure whether I was doing something wrong or what. I think the code is probably correct. Oh, brute force. Welcome. I just saw you say yo. Welcome, man. I don't know where you're at out there. I hope you're doing well. We're talking all things circuit building and MIDI controllers and DIY builds. I can show you, I'll show you over here a different camera view. Where is it at? This is what I'm currently working on. You can't see the whole thing, but it is a Kijimi Black Corporation Kijimi 8-voice polysynth project. I've been working on it for a while now. Having some issues. But what I am talking about right now is this guy. I built these. They're little circuits to convert regular MIDI signals coming out of kind of an old keyboard into USB MIDI. And I was having some issues with these guys. So what am I doing here? So yeah, I was having a pitch bend problem. So what was happening is not only when I wrote the code was it a problem. Nice voice. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. I don't know. Do I have a nice voice? I don't know. I'm not sure I have a nice voice. Probably have a face made for radio, not streaming. but whatever. We're here. So I was having pitch bend problems, and then what was happening is I was playing a piece and I noticed it was all out of tune. I kept having like the keys weren't right. Like you'd hit a C note and it would be a high or low. It would just sound weird. And I thought it was in the keyboard settings, so I was going in there and like trying to adjust the master pitch tune, and I was like, what is happening? This is like Twilight Zone. And what I figured out is even though you would hit the pitch bend, and I don't know if it's because these keyboards are old, where the pitch bend wouldn't, like when it would come back to zero, it wasn't actually at zero, so you were always like slightly in a bent note state. And I tried it on other keyboards as well, and it was doing the same thing, like staying on and like throwing your keyboard all out of pitch. It was horrible. So I ended up disabling the pitch bend in the Arduino code. Just turned it off. I didn't delete it. I just turned it off for now till I can revisit that. I did just test today a sustain pedal, and that's working fine because that's MIDI CC, and also the modulation wheel on a keyboards are all working fine. So everything else is working great. It's just that pitch bend that had to be disabled. I would like to try an expression pedal on some of these keyboards at some point. I'm trying to go ahead and build some more of my own, but finding the values of the resistors and stuff in there, the potentiometer, is a bit tricky, but I think I found one for the Korg one today, so we'll see. So there you go. So the USB MIDI project went really well, and the Kijimi project is going. Maybe what I can do here. Oh no, the microscope's, I lost it. Can I turn this guy back on? Let's try to turn deactivate and activate. Is it gonna bring it up? Sorry, my screen went blank because I'm trying to show you the microscope feed. I lost it right now though, so I'm not sure what happened to it. So let's just switch over to this other view here for a second. So I'm going to switch over there, and I just switched over mics. You know what I'm going to do as well is bring this over. Maybe what we'll do is go back to the main cam, and I'll switch over here, and then I'll bring this with me. All right. So now we're over here at the workstation, and we should be able to switch our cam views here. Okay, so here's the Kijimi. I can kind of show the main board again. So this is the front kind of user panel when it's finished, what it'll look like. There we go. And I'm doing a balancing act here as I'm to try to get these things to stay up. And I'm losing, obviously. Okay, so there we go. Got that guy up. And let's go ahead and switch over. Oh my God, I can't read these from here. Oh, that's the wrong camera. It's a good one too, though. Hi. There we go. Okay. So this is what I'm working on. And if I flip this guy over, maybe I can hold this up to the camera a bit. What we're going to be replacing here is this crystal on here, this 24 megahertz crystal. That guy's going to come out sometime, and I think what I'm going to do for now is they suggested replacing the capacitors around it. So I think there's a grouping of, how many are here? 4 capacitors. I'm just going to go ahead and replace the crystal and all four of those capacitors at the same time, and just see where we get. I'm saying definitely a little prayer here that this solves my issues, and we can get this thing working, because it's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. I just would love to get this thing actually making music. I've also, behind the scenes here, maybe we'll switch back to the other view, because I have some other stuff to show you. A quick update. So here, let's go back to here, my main cam. Okay, so what else have I been working on? I've been working on 2 other projects simultaneously. One is, I can't show it to you. Shoot, I keep forgetting, because I switch back and forth from a Mac to a PC quite frequently. I always forget, and because of the new Mac M1, I can't do I can't jack the screen into OBS, because it only supports 1 external monitor at a time or something. I don't know, it's confusing. Anyway, there may be a way to do it, but for right now, I can show you one of these projects. I don't think this is quite the most up-to-date version of it, but it should work nonetheless. Let's see, I'm just loading it up here. Don't show that. Okay, it looks like this thing is working pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and switch. What I've been working on is a Max MSP project. Max MSP is primarily an audio patch cable type programming language. I've worked in it for a long time. It's great though. You can do a lot of video stuff, and it has links into Ableton Live, which is I just dove into Ableton, and I'm starting to learn the kind of cross connections between Max and Ableton. It makes sense to me. It shouldn't be that hard, but I haven't really explored the cross connect so much so far. But what the project that I'm going to show you is here. Let's go ahead and switch over there. So what I can do is switch over for the full screen view. Okay, so this is the entirety of the screen. I'm working on a big ultra wide screen right now, so it's hard to see the whole thing. So I show it to you like that, but then I'll crop into it. Okay, and in this view we can fit the majority of this stuff on screen. Okay, so what is this thing? What it is I've been really interested in multi-channel sound. I used to do a lot of multi-channel. Can we get this with is there no composite on here? Oh no. Okay, let's see. How about, can we turn cam link? What's that do? No. I was trying to get a camera on here for you so you can see me too. I sorted out. Anyway, so what are we looking at? This is Max MSP software. I've been doing a lot of multi-channel sound installation, like in rooms where you have a ton of speakers around, say, a gallery space, and then you have voices and things. And what this software specifically does is pans the audio. So what happens is you have multiple speakers around the room, and as is either a voice, any kind of audio input comes in, it pans or moves the audio around the room from speaker to speaker fluidly, as if it's like shifting in space. And I love this stuff. Now, the extension to this, the one layer above, is Ambisonics, where, and this is kind of the new stuff that when you go to theaters, I think Dolby, I don't know what it's called now, they always have these crazy names for it, but whatever the newest Dolby name is, Atmos or whatever, they have Ambisonics, so then they have speakers placed above you and above you behind, or kind of below or lower, so then not only are you getting pan, but now you're getting directional stuff in space. So if something sounds like it's coming from above you, the sound will come from above you or below you, or all those kinds of things. So it's like 3D. It's basically creating audio in 3D. Now, if you start to combine this with virtual reality rigs, and they know where you're looking, the ambisonic gets even trippier, because now as you move your head, it's binaural, and as your ear moves away from a sound source to your right, it'll get quieter or louder or things like that. Super cool. And if you would like look up and your ears and where they're positioned, it would change. That kind of stuff's super awesome. But all I'm doing is simple panning. All right. But what the software I've created, I'll go back to that here for a second. Where is my screen? I have too many screens here. Sorry. Bear with me. This one. Okay, so what is this? So this is the mixer view. So you can see there's tracks. These are audio tracks. And these are manual audio files that you can load. And there are, right now the limit is 18 audio files that you can load and play simultaneously. And in turn, you can pan those simultaneously, which is awesome. And then you have up to 24 inputs as well. Now these are inputs from anything. These are, right now it's picking up on channel 1 and 2 here, because I'm on the PC. It's picking up my microphone inputs on the PC, and that's what you're seeing fluctuate in the bars. So you can have live voices, you can have mics amped into a room to amplify guitars, you could have direct in guitars, you could have stuff flowing in here from Ableton, from different tracks in Ableton, MIDI, all kinds of stuff, right? So those are the inputs, and the tracks are above. And now, so you have a track view, which I'll switch to, and you can see there's 18 tracks here. And what this is you can click open and load a file in here. And now what's really cool about this, so here's the panning section for that track. But what's also cool about the track section is you can randomize the audio files that are loaded out of a folder. So just for track 1, you could have hundreds of audio files in that folder, and it will randomly pick files out of that folder over and over, which is super cool. And then you can also randomize how frequently it loads a new file, and make that a random time. So you could say in any time in 60 seconds, so it could be 1 second or it could be up to 60 seconds, it's going to load a new file after the old one plays. And then you can change also the volume randomly. So it will also vary the volume up and down randomly as that clip plays. And you can set also randomly the ramp time, like how fast that volume goes up and down. And it can be random. And what else can you do? You can also change the speed at which it pans around the room. So, and that's also could be set to random. So it will randomly kind of fluctuate its movement around the room in different, so it could spin right to left and then reverse and go left and right, and then it could go faster right to left, it'll change over and over. So you have all those fluctuating variables, which is awesome. And that's controlled in this pan feature. Now what's also awesome is I just finished updating this to control the number of channels that this thing will pan to. Right now it's set to 7, and you'll see in the pan section there's 7 like kind of hot spots, these orange dots. But this thing can go up to 10 channels. There we go. So this would be if you had 10 speakers in a space, it's gonna pan that audio around all 10 speakers. But if you don't, say you only have 3 hooked up, it will pan it around 3 or 4 or or whatever you want here. So here is like if you had 5 or 6. Right now I had 7. I had a 7.1 surround sound system hooked up, so I had it set to 7. What the 7 speakers are the 7 primary speakers, and the 0.1 is always not counted, but that is a bass speaker. So there's actually 8 channels going out. There's always a low frequency one for a bass low frequency speaker. Yeah, so this software I've been working on a while, and I just kind of finished that and got it all working, and it's in. I think I got 99% of the bugs out. I've been using it now for a month or 2, and it's been working like pretty flawlessly. And there's always things I'd like to upgrade, but it's stable now, which is great. And the other thing I've been doing is writing a bunch of new music for a new album, which is close to being finished, only tuning to be recorded. And I've been practicing those for a live set. So the kind of goal is maybe this summer, find a nice, I was thinking maybe an outdoor park, and do a. I think this mic wasn't on the whole time. Hopefully you could hear me. Maybe it was low. Sorry about that. Anyway, the goal is to get an outdoor park and, start, do a show outdoors and maybe under the stars and play this kind of music, panning around a bunch of speakers in a circle. So we'll see how that goes. So I've been working on that. And then yesterday, what I just did, I'll show this to you in another stream, is I made some RGB LED strip controller software in Max. It's basic for now, kind of just randomizes colors, or you can manually set them. But the goal would be then to maybe tie it into this software, and maybe as things pan around the room, maybe the LEDs follow the sound, or based on the volume of the sound, start integrating it that way, so you could interface it either with Ableton or with this Max patch that I showed you, and then start controlling lights in a really custom way. And I think I have it. I only have one strip here to test, but I think I have it sorted out so I could run maybe 5 or 6 strips simultaneously from the software, which is awesome. Right now it would be just if you say you hook 6 strips up, they would all be the same settings, right? So if you change the color to, purple, all 6 would be purple. I mean, I could expand the software in the future and have each one have individual control, so you're controlling them all separately and such. But for now, I just did a quick demo, and I'll show that to you in another stream. Okay, so all that said, those are kind of the projects I've been working on and where I'm going to go over the next few days here. My goal will be to see if I can get some firmware on that Kijimi and get it working. Oh, fingers crossed. If not, maybe I'll show you some of the other the Mac software a little bit, or give a demo of this other software, things like that. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to leave it here and go catch some lunch, and then I might be back for an afternoon stream, or if not, maybe I'll come back tomorrow morning. We'll see. Not sure what's going to happen yet. At any rate, it's a little update about what's going on. I hope everyone is doing well out there. Take care, and I'll see you soon.